Hi guys, welcome again to the Oyaz family, and this is our evening routine clean. Our whole family, actually, we all help each other in the evening. Evening is actually one of the most busy time in our 24 hours, because we're trying to catch up with the cleaning, trying to catch up with some of the schoolwork that we were not able to do, trying to catch up with, our conversations, catching up with each other. So we get our kids, to help. As you can see, Grace, this is, they take turns actually with Ezekiel. This is Grace's day to load and to help mommy to wipe the surfaces before I come in. So she will come in to wipe the surfaces, and I will come off and finish off after her. So we help each other, and Ezekiel will do the floors today and wiping off the tables. So I'm showing you around. A bit of a mess, not too much messy today. It gets more messy than this on normal days, but this is the day I was recording. So I'm showing you around. I'm showing you the kids playing with their toys, the lounge. I'm not really going to clean the lounge today, so I'm just going to do the kitchen and the conservatory today. I mean, the diner is not that bad, so my focus is going to be around the kitchen and the conservatory. So Grace is done by now. So Grace is finished. She's loaded all the dishes. I usually help with the big pots, because usually they're just too big, or she just does not wash them properly. So we don't usually load our pots into the dishwasher, so we usually do it by hand. And at the same time, I just thought, let me just cook some jollof rice, because my family loves jollof rice. So I'm there again cooking the jollof rice while I'm actually clearing up what Grace was not able to do today. And it's pretty clean. It's like 50% clean by the time I come in. And you see me drinking there. I try to drink because I'm not so good with my fluids. And I try to drink, like, every time I remember, I'll just, drink. And there I am, I'm clearing off. And enjoy watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. There's my hubby coming in, trying to give me a few instructions. I can't remember what he was saying at that point, actually, but I remember saying something like, oh, I'm recording, but anyway, there I am. So I'm gonna wipe the surfaces, I'm gonna wipe the cabinets outside at this point, and I'm gonna clean the stove, clean the microwave, clean the fridge. Not like proper clean, but basically just wiping them, because it's not a deep clean, it's just a normal clean. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so at this minute, so that it can encourage us to do more and more videos. As you can see there, I've got my green juice. Actually, that's spinach, celery, cucumber, ginger and lemon. Usually I actually have my green juice in the morning, but today it's just been one of those days. It's just been crazy. But if I don't have time to have the green juice in the morning, I actually try to squeeze it in the evening. I don't always, but where I'm like so motivated, and it does help with detoxing, to keep my system clean, and it helps even with my skin. We are a family of 6. So the workload gets pretty much, like a lot. So every day I try to do something. We used to have cleaners coming in once a week, But because the kids are homeschooled, it became like not really beneficial for us, because every time they came, it was like, it was like within a few hours, I'll be back on my feet trying to catch up with something. So what we do now, every evening, we try to cut down the work by just ticking one box, even if it's just the kitchen, and the next day we do the bathrooms. So we really do try, because the 6 of us, and it can get pretty dirty. And because we homeschool, we try to keep our environment fresh and clean so that the kids can learn in a very healthy environment. It's not easy, but it's doable. So every evening, I try to spend 2 hours in the evening trying to catch up with some housework. So after everyone has eaten, I'll spend probably like 2 more hours downstairs. And sometimes I'm actually doing my prayer groups, and sometimes I listen to my worship, or I'm catching up on a call. So I try to double use the space, if you know what I mean. So I'll be cleaning and doing something. They always say women, we're so pretty good with multitasking. But my husband is good. He can do 3 things at the same time. And most people, they say their husband can only concentrate on one thing. But my husband is really hands-on. And there I am now. I've got a bit of laundry to do. I actually do my laundry. It takes me 3 days, actually, a week, from loading to drying to actually packing the clothes into the wardrobe. So I have a bit of the kids' laundry. That's actually my girls' baskets. I actually need a new one. Every time I look at that white basket, I think we've had that basket as old as Ezekiel. I've had that basket since Ezekiel was born. So, and my Ezekiel is like 13. So I do need help. It's just one of those things I've never had time to actually do. But you know what? Next time I go out, I'm making my way to Matalan to buy myself a new basket for my girls. But there I am, just loading their white stuff, the light stuff. So I do my laundry into 3 groups. So I do black, color, and the light stuff. So I had the light stuff to load on this day. What I'm actually doing right now, it's the girls' socks, because they walk barefoot all the time. So the day before I actually put on the light stuff, I usually soak my girls' socks, because if I don't soak them, they just don't wash. If you use anything else, you can give me some advice, but this is how I do it. I soak them with Vanish for overnight, and then the next day when I put them in the washing machine, they wash pretty good, actually. And there I am, putting my washing powder, and I'm going to do my softener right there. Decided to go change, actually not to change, but to take my my dressing gown off. I was getting pretty warm, because I think on this particular day we had actually had the heaters on. So there I am now, just coming to round off very quickly, because I still have the conservatory to go over. So I usually just use any cleaning product. What I'm using there, I think, is the multi-purpose from Tesco, the Tesco brand. So I usually just spray it over the surfaces, the hob, the stove, the oven, the outside, the fridge outside. It does pretty keep the space clean. Like, I'm just one of those people that before I got married and before I had kids, I just used to keep my space so nice and clean. And since having 4 kids, it's pretty hard actually keeping everything clean, but I do try, and I know all moms, we do try. It's not easy. Every time you will wipe your surfaces or you will wipe your cabinets, there'll always be someone with their oily, greasy hands that will just come. Or after you load, all the dishes are loaded and everyone is resting, there'll always be someone that will be putting dirty cups back into the sink. So it's just trying your best to do what you can every day. I try to do this probably 3 times a week actually, where I would actually wipe properly. But the other days, do you know what? I just bypass. You just have to survive in the UK, really. I'm in the conservatory now, trying to pack all the toys, tidying up all the throws and the cushions. And this is every day, like any other person that has children. We actually used to have the playroom before we actually built the conservatory. All this was in the playroom, but we've changed the playroom into a schoolroom. So our conservatory now, it's pretty much a playroom. This conservatory belongs to Rachel and Gabi. They rule this room like all the time. Like, I mean, the camera doesn't even show some of the crumbs on the floor. Basically, it's just their space and they do as they like. And during the day, I believe they love this room because of the sunshine that comes through the room. So it makes them feel like they're actually pretty outside. We know UK weather is not really nice. I mean, we are in spring now, but it's been raining so much. And since the kids are homeschooled, this room serves them so well. There's so much sunshine during the day, so it's pretty, I mean, I love it. I come in here for my coffee. I come in here to relax with them when I can. But there I am, just straightening up things and packing their toys. I try to get them to help, actually, on days where I can. But on this particular day, I believe Ezekiel was upstairs with them, reading them a story. So I do get the older ones to help, even in the evening reading the little one stories, evening stories, and doing comprehension with them to help. So we do work together, really. There I am, trying to sweep the floor. Sometimes I do move the sofa, but I don't do that. I don't move the couch every day. Probably I do that once in 2 weeks, really. But most of the time, I just clean where my feet can touch, basically. But the stool, I'll usually move the stool because some of their toys will be underneath that stool. And during the day, I do cover the stool with a throw, because you could imagine the crisp, the yogurts, oily hands, sticky hands, sweets. So I try to preserve it, keeping it clean by covering it with a throw. So there I am. And as you can see me actually sweeping, probably I've already done this 3 times today, because they've eaten like the whole day. They've had snacks the whole day. So this is just the last bit of the day that they've just done. But I do get them involved, even like picking up after themselves. They do try. The girls do try. They make a whole lot of mess, but they also help a lot. So there we are. This is the end product. So I'm showing you my kitchen now. Lovely and clean till they get here in the morning. By 6 o'clock, by 8 o'clock, it doesn't look like this. You would think, it's not true, you didn't clean. But yeah, it stays like this overnight, and by 10 o'clock in the morning, the whole place is different. And there's the conservatory. It's lovely and tidy. It's lovely and clean, waiting for the girls to reach the space 6 o'clock in the morning. But thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video.